4 months abroad, we are back in the concrete jungle, New York City. A city that never stops to impress me, always have something going on. You find a lot of interesting things, a lot of characters, a lot of cool stuff going on. Like this city never stops to sleep. No matter what the circumstances happening, there's always something going on in the city. So welcome back to New York City.
What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I am back again in New York City after almost 4 months abroad in Asia, traveling around. So I'm back here. I'm gonna be out here for the summer, making content out here. I am jet lagged, but gonna do my best to film around here to see what is happening. And so far, it's already summer, and the city is pretty lively, even though I've been hearing a lot of influencers saying that the city is dead, but so far it's being lively, even though today is Saturday, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be movement out here. So I'm just gonna be strolling around, you know, the basic areas. I'll start around here around Washington Square Park to see what's going on. The weather's actually lovely, you know, it's not too hot, it's not too cold out here. It's supposed to get a little bit warmer later, but I'm loving it out here, so I'm gonna walk ahead over here to show you guys what's going on. So without further ado, join me. You see what's going on, you know, people out there. There's literally a guy riding a bike and singing his music out loud. Like he was singing I think it was the Backstreet Boys, so the characters you get in New York City. And they're setting up the barricades here because it's gonna be tomorrow, the Pride Day. It'll be a little bit late when I upload this video, but you have an idea what's going on. And it feels good to be back though. You know, it feels good to see the hustling and bustling, the characters that you see in this city. Like I say, it's literally like a love or hate relationship. You know, a lot of people, they shit on this city, but there's a lot of good things to see out here. So my plan is to walk around this area, you know, the village, and then head towards Midtown to see what is going on. Even though I film, you know, a lot of neighbors out here, but I'm taking it easy out here because I'm still recovering from, with the layover, 22-hour flight, 2 days before. Landed here yesterday, and woof, gotta tell you, it hits you really hard. When you fly abroad, it doesn't really hit you because maybe because you're excited to get there, but once you land back at home in the States, yo, it feels like you're still recovering. So, gonna walk over here, this area. Washington Square Park is one of my favorite parks in New York City, and let's see what are the vibes out there. And the good thing about me being in Asia during the spring season over here, even though it's really hot over there, is that I miss the spring season and the pollen, you know. The pollen usually hits between April and May, and it hits really hard, and I get really bad allergies. So it's good to come back and all that is gone. It's officially summer, and the trees are glowing out here, but I already feel the vibes and the energy of Washington Square Park. This is proof that New York City is not dead, no matter what. So I'm gonna show you the vibes out here of the people so you can see what's going on. Here's all the greenery of the park. Beautiful place for you to come and chill, and there's people out here, performers. Is the fountain on? Yeah, I think the fountain is on. Usually in the summer they turn it on, but I don't think it's like really that strong. And here's the famous Washington Square Park. No matter what day of the week you go, in the summertime, it's a place to be. I'm surprised it's not too busy. Maybe later it'll pick up. This place is always like jam-packed with people. And you got the arc on the other side. So usually the fountain, they turn it on more intense, but I guess this year they're doing it light. Tomorrow's gonna be really packed after the festival, the Pride Festival. Most of the people that come and they end up here in this park. So the famous arc where a lot of people hang out, including a lot of bloggers out here. So now let's see what's going on the other side of the park. So, you know, pretty simple vibes. I gotta tell you, it's 80 degrees, which the weather's not too high, but it starts to kick in, like the humidity here is just different. But I heard a few days ago before me coming back here, it was like over 100 degrees. I definitely want to ride my bike more and come out here to the city. You know, the city is a good way to bike. I'm gonna hit the store really quick and pick up water, man. You know, between being jet lagged and then the little heat, you could get dehydrated, even though I'm feeling, you know, good, manageable. But that's one of the tricks when you walk around New York City, you know, to stay hydrated. Always carry your water or beverage of your choice. Now I'm just gonna walk around MacDougal Street to see what are the vibes over there. You know, it's in the heart of Greenwich Village right here, just like Washington Square Park. You know, to see, there's usually like a lot of restaurants there. There's also like cafes. In the nighttime it's really good. They have like, you know, bars and stuff that you can hang out. A lot of young people that come and hang out there, you know. But I wanna see what are the vibes. Is it busy now, you know, is it cool? Like I say, the weather's perfect. So made it here to MacDougal Street. So a block ahead is where all the restaurants starts. So we're here to renovating. Literally walking in the bike lane, but the street is pretty tight. You start seeing like the shops, the cafe there here. I think this place is popular because there's always like a lot of people, even though not today. And you gotta love how the streets is covered with trees. NYC Bites. I think this place is new. I don't remember seeing this. Ethiopian restaurant. There's also a Vietnamese joint that is always packed. And if you guys know, I was in Vietnam, 2 months ago? And the food in Vietnam is actually bomb and affordable too, so I'm kind of missing Vietnam. I'm missing literally like all the coffee shops that they have over there. Yeah, but I think this one, it's not too packed today. This is a place that's always full. Yeah, right now there is people, but it's not super busy out here. But this is one of my favorite areas in Manhattan to explore. Oh, they got outdoor sitting area. This must be new, Smash Burgers. Yeah, I can tell it's new. Smash Burgers is pretty popular out here in New York City. Then Berlin Doner Kebab, I've eaten here a few times. And the kebabs are actually pretty good, so. But I'm just gonna hit 6th Avenue and see what's going on over that side. 6th Avenue is where they literally got the basketball court, West 4. And they do tournaments and stuff over there, so I'm gonna check out to see what are the vibes over there. They got a coffee shop, Pistachio Matcha Latte. I've passed by this many times, but I never tried. I tried Yemeni coffee shop that's in the other side, it's really dope. Yo, where the heck is the CVS? It's been a minute, so I'm trying to remember where the hell are the pharmacies. See the wide streets of 6th Avenue. I see some stuff going on over here, not sure, some tents. So I'll probably take a little stroll around to see what it is. Then we got the fountain here, look how nice it is. Oh, it's open. Fully operational. The last time I came here it was really cold. Now we're literally wearing t-shirts. So that's good to know. I just want to know what are these tents over here, what it is about. So Bleecker Street is really busy. This is where all the action is happening. So gonna take a stroll. I see like them selling shirts and stuff, but yeah, with that street over there, pretty busy. Over here too, a lot of people strolling around. So I'm gonna take a little peek in Bleecker Street and then turn back and start making it towards Midtown.
It's elevating, but the football.
This is Bleecker Street. You can see how busy it is with the people, forcing me to walk in the bike lane. But yeah, and tomorrow's probably gonna be unwalkable around here. Got like some art exhibition on the other side of the street. That's why you see all the tents. It's mostly like clothing and jewelry out there. I actually wasn't expecting to see Bleecker Street this busy. Like, look at the people behind me. That's crazy. I bet you they're all gonna walk towards the friend's apartment. That's not too far from here. I bet you. The place is called John's Pizzeria. I've showcased it in my live streams, and there's always like a line to get in, so that must be a really good pizza joint, so maybe one day I'll give it a try. Now I'm just making my way towards 6th Avenue to see what's going on there and see if there's any activity by the basketball court. This is called Kawa, which is a good Yemeni coffee shop. Usually it's always busy. Today's not that busy, but the coffee over there is actually really good. It's actually like an experience when you go inside. I like the way how they serve it, you know, and their pastries is really good too. But I gotta tell you one thing about here that I'm actually not missing is how pricey it is. You know, being almost 4 months in Asia. In Armenia, even Armenia was affordable. The food was great, affordable, and actually better and healthier. But over here, it's just pricey, even going to a coffee shop. But over there, I was doing that, you know, many times. I was going to coffee shops because over there, the coffee, not only that is good, but it's actually really, you know, really cheap too. Versus here, it's like literally, you go to a coffee shop and the pastry costs you what you can get for a meal. This is the basketball court here. They got a tournament going on. Yeah, here it is. I don't know how clear you can see. But they got a tournament. What? They're a teenager. This kid over here is like taller than me, but of course it's basketball. If you love basketball, you'll like it over here. So yeah, it's called Welcome to the Cage. New York Knicks. Finally, I found a CVS here to my right. This is essential. I remember I always had to carry this when I'm in New York. Crazy thing is I was in the Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. All those countries are really hot. And I never brought water with me. I always went out to film, then I would just shelter in the mall. But here I need water. Oh yeah. Tastes like heaven, Poland Spring. But then it's crazy, $2.39 for a bottle of water. That's roughly, I don't know. Meanwhile in Asia, I was spending only like 30 cents for water, 40 cents the most. USA for you. But I'm just gonna head towards 14th Street to see what's going on over there. Check out Union Square to see what are the vibes, and then keep making my way a little bit more towards Midtown. You know, like I say, just going with the flow, taking it easy, and then Once I recover, I'm gonna start covering a lot of neighborhoods out here. Yo, I don't know how this is possible. 80 degrees here, which is roughly like 20 degrees cooler than Southeast Asia, but I feel like if I'm over there, like the heat, I'm literally walking in the sun, I'm starting to sweat. I don't know, maybe it's more humid over here. I don't know, I'm trying to understand that, but yeah, this is crazy though, you know. But hey, it is what it is, and this is nothing. Usually it gets like way hotter than this in the summer. We're not even in July yet. So July and August, maybe for a treat, but that's what I wanted, right? So I gotta deal with it. Gotta love the streets out here. Since it's Saturday, you know, you're not gonna see it so crowded, but there's still a lot of movement over here. Comparing to Singapore, no matter what day or the week I would go, there was not really much people in Singapore, but here, there is action depending on the neighborhood that you go. You know, I'm out here on 14th Street. If you go all the way to 8th Avenue, it's Chelsea Market in the High Line. But good thing, there's like a shade over here, so not super hot. But like I said, I'm gonna hit the square to see what are the vibes. I don't think it's gonna be much movement tomorrow, where it's gonna be super, super busy out here. So, you know, like I said, this is just the beginning. Now in the summer and going to the fall, they do tons and tons of festivals out here in the city. Here you got it, 14th Street. Not too busy over here, so got a couple of buildings, a couple of apartments renovating, you know, so interesting what's going on over here. Here we are passing Union Square. Also see like a lot of tents out there, but I think it's mostly the people who sell stuff and they play checkers and chess. But I gotta walk through the park to see what are the vibes. So they set up like a lot of stalls out here. Wow, this was not here. I always see the checker, but now they got all this area with vendors out here. So this is the new thing. Something different. Even though behind me it's not busy, there's always something interesting to look at in Union Square or in any part of New York. So I think now I'm gonna start making it towards Broadway, towards the other side, Madison Square Park, and then Herald Square, and I'll figure out what's the next deal over there in Midtown. Yo, it is 80 degrees. When you walk in the sun, it's like you feel it. I don't know why, but luckily over here I'm feeling a little bit of breeze. But I'm not sure if it's also because I'm jet lagged and it's kind of contributing, you know, to me feeling a little bit drained. So yeah, I'm just taking it easy, like I say. This over here is the organical farmers market that they post every time. See how it goes, and you can get a lot of cool stuff here, a lot of organic products. I think they come from the farms upstate in New York, or like, you know, outside New York City, and they bring them out here. Got foods, they sell honey. What is this? Hot sauce. It's been a minute since I catch one of these. Or even Korean superfood. Ugly sauces, it keeps going all the way. But this farmer's market, they do it like, you know, in different areas of New York City. Even in Jersey City where I live, iced tea, they sell here. It's where they sell honey. I think it's a pure honey. Yeah, I forgot exactly which days of the week they set this up. I think it's every day or in the weekend. I heard this one in 110th. They do it like every Saturday. So maybe one day I'm gonna make my way over there in Harlem, uptown, to check out what's going on. Here you got, donuts. I'm a fan of donuts. Fresh cherries, apple cider, the cold one. See, all from the farm. So you can come here and shop if you're really into the organic stuff. Come out here to the market. Then it goes the other way to my right that I'm gonna show you. Got more here. Believe it or not, you know, other times I've been as being busier. Today is not really that busy despite you seeing crowds over here. There's times where you're bumping people to people. Oh, they got fresh eggs, grass. I think it's also like veggies and stuff that they sell. But like a really cool concert that they do here in Union Square, so good to look at. Kind of doing the touristy stuff out here, you know. But yeah, then plants, if you're a fan of plants, they sell it right here, so yeah, that's really cool. But now I'm just gonna walk the stretch of Broadway and make it to Madison Square Park to see what is going on over there. And over here, they got a sitting area, but you really don't see much people because of the heat. Usually you'll see more people in the sitting area in Herald Square, 34th Street. But what I like about this area over here is the architecture in Broadway. But literally like the entire Broadway heading towards uptown and heading to downtown has beautiful architecture. But over here I'm gonna show you some nice looking buildings. And here we got this beautiful old architecture right here. And then in the corner is another one, but if I stand on that side, I think you're gonna admire it even better. love the way how they preserve it over here, you know. That's one of the things about New York City, all these old buildings. They renovate them, they preserve them, and it's pretty nice to, you know, admire the architecture out here. It's a better angle. You got this, then look at this one here. Like I say, Broadway is full of beautiful old architecture. Now I'm just approaching by Madison Square area, or the Flatiron District. And it's just crazy how they still got the Flatiron building all covered with scaffolding, but it seems like they're finally doing something about it. I'm not sure if they're gonna turn it like into apartment buildings, but this is it over here. You can see the scaffolding, and they're doing something finally to renovate it. So I guess that's good. It's like one of the most photogenic areas out here in New York City, especially around the corner in 23rd Street. You see what's going on. I'm gonna cross over to the other side, because that's where you get a better shot. And the beautiful architecture right here. And here's the Flatiron District, and you see they got this sitting area for people to chill. This is the Flatiron building, but they're doing like a lot of scaffolding, unfortunately. So over here's like a controversy. This skinny building is literally blocking the view of the Empire State Building, which just sucks, because, you know, it used to be a good shot over here, but now they build this ugly building that's really thin. And I think it's a luxury building, but it makes no sense how they build this right here. Now let's make it a Madison Square Park to see what is going on here. It's another cool park out here. Much more chill than Washington Square Park and Union Square, but we'll see what is happening over here. And here we are entering the park. A little oasis in the middle of the city, then the first Shake Shack is right here. The original one, then they expanded all over, but I'm gonna see what's happening towards the other side. I love how you see all the trees combined with the skyscrapers. It helps you out a little bit with the weather. Also, I wanna see if the fountain at the end is on. Sometimes they keep it closed, but usually like in the summertime, they be turning it on. At least this fountain is on. It's beautiful. Here's a better shot of the Empire. You see the Empire, and then how they build that ugly building right next to it? They should have never do that, you know. At least here you can see what's going on. Here you got more. I think there is some jazz performers right there ahead. And to my left, you got a dog park. You can bring your dogs over here. But most of the parks in New York City, they have, you know, an area designated for your pets, especially the dogs. So I saw a viral video. I think it was in Washington Square Park, where literally like a rat the size of my shoes was running around, and the dogs were trying to chase over the rats, and the owners were trying to control the dogs. So that video was actually hilarious. The dogs are better than me, because I'm really paranoid with rats. So the performers are out here, and the fountain, let me see. Wait, it's actually on, it got water in it. So here you see the fountain is on. It's not active, it's just like the water chilling over here, and then the view of the trees, but at least it's on. And I'm just gonna head back to 5th Avenue and probably walk towards 34th Street to see what's happening over that way. Here I am in 5th Avenue, and I'll get a closer look at this building over here that I don't know how they let this happen. You can see like this, but if you're standing on the side, it's literally super thin. And then it's literally blocking, like I say, the Empire State Building that's all the way at the end. You know, I don't know why they built this over here. I've been seeing, you know, how they started developing, and it's crazy, like I say, for real, it's the concrete jungle out here, because even in the tiny space that you don't expect, they could tore down a little old building and still pop up a brand new one. And not just like a brand new, they'll pop it up super, super high up. So I guess now with technology, it's really possible to build super thin, tall skyscrapers like this one. This is what this building looks like in the side. Look how thin and tall it is. Then it covers up the view with this one. It's crazy, right? Here we're getting closer to the Empire State Building. Gotta wait, the light has just changed. But the good thing is they decriminalize, or, you know, you can jaywalk the street. They're not gonna give you a ticket or anything if you do it. I guess it got many other things to worry about out here in the city than that, you know. It's a city of 8.6 million, so it's all the streets. Seeing it like empty and clean like this, it's kind of reminding me of Chicago. Like Chicago's like this, super tall skyscrapers without the crowds and nice impeccable streets. I'm shortcutting through 32nd Street, which is actually Koreatown. You know, it's only like a block or two long, but not too busy, so it's been a minute since I've been here, but this is one of my favorite spots for me to get food. Usually after the live streams, I will be heading out to the food court to get food, but I'm taking it easy with the food. You know, when you're jet lagged, like, you want to eat, but you don't want to overeat and get sick, so taking it easy because I'm pretty sensitive. Wow, it's not busy today. Maybe later, because right now it is, let me see the time. It's not even 4 o'clock yet. I'll check, it's 3:43, and I've been awake since 3 in the morning. That's a bad thing when you get jet lag. I try to sleep, then when I woke up, I couldn't fall back to sleep, so it's just crazy. But this is what's going on right now. I think they really killed it with taking out the outdoor dining. This usually was packed with outdoor dining, cars parked, but now you don't see nothing. Wow. Just crazy. Then over here they got more business going on. So see the business with the Korean language. Like it might make you feel like if you're in Seoul, in South Korea. Okay, so I'm seeing from a distance they got a street festival right here in 6th Avenue, which they do it every year, a couple of times, you know, throughout the summer. Also, it goes over here and then it goes through Chelsea. So I think I'm gonna walk towards Chelsea and then turn back to see what are the vibes. But you know, pretty standard. I'm already used to it. I prefer better the markets out in Manila in the Philippines, or in Vietnam or Thailand, you know. But it's still, you know, pretty interesting to see over here. So I guess it's really good because it gives me like content for this video that I'm making for you guys. But I'll show you what's going on. So pretty nice and pretty organized out here, you know. Wide streets it goes. Well, I can see at the stand a couple of blocks. I think over here it's just stores and everything. I think there's probably more food ahead. So here you see what's going on. Gyro Mania. There's also some pretty big, I think it's like lamb. Got more over here. Mostly like kebab, so I think it's a pretty standard street festival. But they also do like other festivals like Japan Festival. I think they do Dragon Fest. Like, yeah, last fall I filmed all of them all together. So here you see that they got clothes and stuff. I think there's more ahead of here. Then they got aguas frescas, but it costs like freaking $10 a cup of these drinks over here. So this street festival is just pretty standard, you know. I'm not really that impressed with it, so I didn't walk the whole thing because you already visualized what it looks like. I think it's actually more interesting ahead of me. Maybe I'll show you what's over here and then I'll merge into 34th Street to see what's going on over here. So this side is actually much better. Busy over here, you know. Mostly closed, but I'm pretty sure they're not that cheap either. Then it goes like 2 more blocks down. I literally saw those Thai elephant pants. They were selling them 2 for 15 bucks. But when I went to Thailand, I saw them for 100 baht, which is roughly like $3. So it's better when you buy from where it comes from, you know, much more cheaper. You know, here's the shopping mecca of Midtown, 34th Street. You know, here's busy, wow. Yeah, I think 34th Street, no matter what day you go, is always busy. Then it takes you straight to Penn Station. Look at all the stores are out here. So yep, so same old, nothing has changed here, you know. Still pretty cool, but it kind of, not trying to bash, it kind of explains the reason why I went abroad for a couple of months, you know, because I feel like the things over here are just literally like repetitive, so. But not hating on it, you know, New York City is always amazing no matter what. So one positive thing, they literally just opened a new coffee shop, Mocha and Co. This is really cool. Good to know if I'm craving coffee, I could go there and get myself a cup of coffee. Not sure if it's Yemeni or Palestinian, but that's really good to know. And here I'm making it close to Plaza 33 in Madison Square Garden. It was cool when they were having the New York Knicks, but I think there's other vibes out here now. So this is Plaza 33. A lot of history over here. I used to hang out here and they developed the area. Then you got Penn Station, and then this over here is Madison Square Garden. At nighttime it lights up with the neon lights, and then if you go ahead and go underneath, it's actually Penn Station. What you get over here, view of 7th Avenue and Empire State Building. And I'll make it here to cool off with the AC. I'm doing the same thing I was doing in Asia. When it was hot, I was sheltered inside, and I'm out here in $1.6 billion train station, which is a Moynihan train hall. Which is developed over here, pretty nice. With this extension of Penn Station. But yeah, always a beautiful structural building. Not too busy now, but I guess when there's trains going to the Amtrak, it gets really packed. But really nice, you know, I love the station a lot. Never get bored of it, and they did a new extension of the High Line, which I'm gonna show you guys. I don't know if I ever redo the recorded video. I know I'm doing live streams there, but they extended the High Line almost over here, so you can walk here all the way to the Meatpacking District, but that's really cool. I just entered the back area, Moynihan Train Hall, and they got this little park that's called Manhattan West, and it literally shortcuts you to the Chelsea High Line. This is the beautiful structure of Moynihan Train Hall. At nighttime it's nice because they lit it up pretty beautiful. And then Chelsea District is over there. I made a video over there, I think, last year. And then this is the new plaza. You know, one thing about New York, if you know how to get around, you can manage to shortcut through different sections of the city. But really nice what they did here. You know, they got like sitting area, they got trees, and a couple of restaurants here. So really cool. Then on the end, I'm gonna make a left, and that should be Chelsea High Line. You know, here the weather feels much more comfortable and breezy, but I think it's because there's shades and the trees, so it's crazy how much nature can help out, you know, with the weather. So the little trick of this district is at the end you can see the Empire State Building, which is actually really cool right there. Now I'll make a left over here, and it's the beginning and extension of the Chelsea High Line. I'm not gonna walk the whole High Line, I'm just gonna show you a little portion and then make it towards Hudson Yards, which is gonna be actually really cool. And this is the bridge that they got going on over here. You walk here, then you make it right, and you're officially in the High Line. Then over there is Madison Square Garden at the end. So, you know, really cool concept they got going on over here. And what I like about this bridge that they build is not only they build like a bridge that's walkable, but they plant a lot of plants, trees and stuff. So that's really cool, you know. So it's like a mixture of urban, I don't know, ecosystem all combined together. So that's something that they should start doing all over, you know, and make cities walkable, but also have like a lot of vegetations and plants. And you see, guys, they just built this a few years ago, but then plants literally all over. So it's really cool. You can literally walk this all the way to the Meatpacking District, which is literally really close to where I started my video by Washington Square Park, but not over there. It's more in the West Village area. So more towards the west side of lower part of Manhattan. But it's crazy how much you can connect from one side of the city to another one. Then ahead of me, they have a giant pigeon. I'm trying to remember if I saw it before. It used to be like a blood vessel that they have, and now they change it for a pigeon. No, I'm gonna show you guys ahead. Over here you see the edge. I'm panicking just looking all the way up, so I'm scared of heights. And look at this giant pigeon over here. This is actually crazy. I wonder if there's a sign or anything that tells me how tall is this thing. You walk here and it connects with this building, and then ahead of me is the shed, which is a building that has a retractable roof, and next to it is the vessel or the vessel, which is like an exhibition in the Hudson Yards. Then I made it here towards the plaza where the shed is. And they have it open, I'm surprised, but I forgot that it's summer already. And they got like an exhibition over here. By the way, they reopened again the vessel, so that means you can go all the way up. I see the people. The only difference is they put a net now, so that way it avoids people committing, you know, I don't want to say it over here, because that was the reason 4 people with their lives, you know, in the past, and that caused this structure over here to be closed. But now they reopen it again, so the good thing to put the nest. But even me, I think, even if you pay me, I don't think I'm going all the way up there, because I'm really scared of heights. And the way how they designed that, it looks really scary, especially if you go all the way up there. So there's magic going all the way up. People do it. I guess the views are nice and spectacular, but that's a no-no for me. Not really my cup of tea. But you know, but a lot of people are hanging out here, and they got the squad over there. Not sure if you got to show like a ticket or anything to get in. Oh, tickets, I guess you got to pay to go up. Like I say, even for free, I'm not going all the way up there. Not worth it. And they got a high-end mall right behind me. This reminds me a lot of the area that I was staying in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Like a structure, you know, the floors like this and a big, massive mall behind me. So, yeah, brings me back memories. I'm missing Asia already, but I'll be back in a little bit. So that was the end of my video back here in New York City. Just a simple video, you know, I'm just gonna recover and take it easy, but then I'll start making more videos out here in New York and New Jersey and see what's going on during the summer. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.